My son and his wife invited me to their luxury apartment in San Francisco to celebrate my 67th birthday. Glass walls, marble floors, money everywhere, but none of it felt warm. I arrived in my old pickup wearing a simple flannel, feeling out of place the moment I stepped inside. My son hugged me quickly, like it was a task, not love. His wife smiled, but her eyes stayed cold. Dinner was expensive, uncomfortable, and silent. Something felt wrong, like I wasn't a guest, but a bird. The first dish was raw beef, thinly sliced and fancy. I took a bite and froze. The taste wasn't right. Bitter, metallic, like pennies soaked in vinegar. They watched me eat. Neither of them touched their plates. I tried to ignore the strange feeling in my chest, but then the room started spinning. My hands went numb. I stood up saying I needed the bathroom. That's when everything changed.
As I walked down the hallway, I leaned against the wall to steady myself. Family photos lined the walls, vacations, smiles, luxury trips. But something was missing. No photos of me. No photos of my late wife. It was like we never existed. That realization hurt more than the dizziness. In their lives, I was already gone. Then I heard voices.
I stopped and listened. Through the half-open door, I saw my daughter-in-law grinding white pellets into a powder. On the counter sat a box with skull symbols. Rat poison. She mixed it into chocolate frosting. My son stood nearby, pale and shaking. "She won't survive," she said calmly. "No one questions a heart attack at his age." My stomach turned cold. They weren't arguing. They were planning.
I backed away silently and locked myself in the bathroom. My hands shook, but my mind cleared. Calling the police now wouldn't work. I needed proof. What they didn't know was this: I wasn't a poor old man. I quietly messaged people who would understand, professionals who don't make noise until it's too late. Then I washed my face, practiced looking weak, and opened the door. The cake was waiting. They served me a massive slice of chocolate cake, too big, too eager. I lifted my fork. They leaned forward, and then I clutched my chest. I collapsed hard onto the marble floor, groaning, shaking, selling every second of it. The fork hit the plate. The cake remained untouched. Panic erupted. I heard the poison being dumped into the sink. I heard the fake 911 call, and I stayed perfectly still.
Paramedics arrived fast, faster than expected. Professional, calm. One of them leaned close and whispered words only I was meant to hear. "You're safe. We have everything." I was taken away on a stretcher while my son and his wife watched, terrified and helpless. They thought they'd won. They were wrong.
The evidence was undeniable. Poison. Audio. Video. They were arrested for attempted murder, fraud, and elder abuse. The house they wanted? It was never theirs to take. I survived, but I lost a son that night. Here's the truth I learned. Blood doesn't guarantee loyalty. Character does. Love deeply, but never ignore reality.
And remember, some lessons come too late, but justice never does.